folk. And we got too many believers who have negative folk around them.
All right.
Jesus shows up and says, weep not.
All right.
Jesus showed up and said, weep not, and they started laughing. Because you know, there's some folk around. Yeah, come on.
All right.
Anybody in here got some friends who don't go to church? And they want to know why you keep going? That's your list. Who's on your list? Anybody try to tell you, well, why the Lord ain't done nothing for you? You've been going to church all that time and you said he'd make a way. Why he ain't made a way? You got to watch who's on your list. Here they are laughing and scorning at Jesus because Jesus says she ain't dead.
Yeah.
And listen, I just want to help somebody. I don't care how bad your child is.
Come on now.
Am I in the text?
Yeah, come on.
I don't care how bad your child is. They are not bad enough that God can't turn them around. And you got to be careful about folk who always, they never got nothing good to say, and they always offering up unsolicited advice. You ought to be careful about who you invite into your space, because life is too hard to have some hard-headed folk next to you. I need some folk around me that when life deals me lemon, we can make lemonade.
All right.
I don't need nobody making me feel worse than what I am. I mean, anybody like?
Come on. Come on.
Watch who's on your list. Because there's some folk on your list that really ain't your friend.
Yeah.
Anybody that don't want to see you do good ain't your friend.
Right.
I think Mama and them used to tell us about everybody that say you're your friend.
Yeah.
They ain't your friend. Oh, if you get a new car and they get sick, that might not be your friend. Anybody in here, somebody, your homie, you get a blessing and they mad? You got to watch who's on your.
All right.
You try to tell them you just got a 5% raise, they tell me you should have got 10.
All right.
You're right, but I'm a party for the 5%. Because I didn't have to get the 5. You got to watch who you invite on your list.
Yeah.
Because Jesus is clearing out the house and you are not crowded up with some unwanted visitors.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just, and deliver me. I'm gonna go on to the next. A real friend don't ask questions. Folks, you know, folks come to your house and somebody done died. They come up there, you already, what he die from? Man born of a woman is but a few days. All of us gonna die.
All right.
All right.
Where was he at? Was he sick? I'm already dealing with my loved one. I'm not going to see no more. I won't entertain no questions.
All right.
Especially if you couldn't have helped if you'd have shit. Watch who's on your list. For real, I was when people die, I ask families. They show me the sketch of the program. Son-in-law, they showed me the sketch of their program, and I look at that program and I look at the songs that they're requesting, and I asked them. Say he crazy.
He crazy.
So I asked them, are y'all going to celebrate that life? Or are y'all going to mourn?
Right.
Because I'm looking at this program. And it don't look like it's a celebration.
Right.
Because, listen. Why do you want to hear their favorite song?
All right.
As soon as they start singing their favorite song, you And so I ask, can I ask? I just want to know, is that what y'all want to have? Because it should be, if you already there, you ought not request something to keep you there. Because we don't mourn loved ones' death. We celebrate their death. And so I ask, what's on your list? What's on your program? Because see, some of us, when we go through some stuff, we got to check what's on our program. Some of us want to get drunk. Come on, talk back to me. Some of us want to get high. I'm talking to church folks. Some of us want to go, but sometimes you no matter what you're going through. I really wish I was talking to somebody right here, because I need a cosigner. Regardless of what you're going through, you learn how to look at the bright side.
Yeah. All right.
And you make out your own program. Yeah. If somebody's sitting there want to cry, want to feel bad, that's their program. And you ought to watch who's on your list.
Right.
I might want to throw this one out too for free. If the person you hang with always got their hand out and never can put nothing in your hand, that's not a lifter, that's a puller. And you ought to watch who's on your list, because here he is, done invited Jesus to his house, and his house is full of crowded people who laughing at who you invited. Yo Ponderosa, yo La Casa, you invited Jesus into your house, and other folk making fun of who you invited. Other folk making fun of your guest of honor.
Yeah.
So you gotta watch your list. Somebody, when you leave here today, you ought to check your list out. And then the second thing is Jesus clears the house, but listen to what really transpired is that when you're dealing with something, when you're going through something, faith is an invitation. He goes to Jesus to get some help for his daughter who was dying, and then he gets word that she has died while Jesus was en route. And then Jesus says, fear not, believe on. She will be made whole. How many of y'all know it ain't over till God says it's over? And you know what I say sometimes? I say it ain't over till the fat lady sings and she ain't even on the program. That's what I say. You know, somebody say it ain't over till the fat lady. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, but she ain't on the program. And too many times we allow fear to conquer us. Fear is an invitation for God to come in and do something. Faith is an invitation for God to come in and do something. Fear is what keeps him out. Faith invites him in. Because if you want God to do something in your life, you got to have faith in God. And this is what it says, fear not. First thing it says, fear not. Because a lot of us get too fearful when God's trying to move. Right now, somebody going through something and you're afraid, you don't know what to do, you scared, and you just don't know what to do. He says, fear not. Believe only. Anybody in here ever stepped out on faith? Because he could have stopped right there while Jesus was en route and say, never mind. It's too late. But when Jesus said to him, fear not, believe only, she will be made whole, they kept going. They proceeded on to the house. Listen, I keep telling us that the God that I serve don't look at due dates. Oh, somebody would just talk back to me. I need a cosigner. He'll show up after the due date. And you got to allow faith to step in, because it's an invitation for God to come in, because faith is the substance of things hoped for. That means it's not yet present, and it's the evidence of things not seen. And without faith, it's impossible to please God. And so, in order to let God come into your circumstances, your faith is going to have to be the invitation. I think the Living Bible translation says, fear not, have faith. And that is that faith becomes our invitation. No matter what you're going through, you got to know how to trust God to see you through. And somebody needs to know that he don't always takes us out of the storm. Because sometimes he gets in the storm. And it's your faith, your faith. Your faith invites him in. When God sees your faith, that you're going to keep coming to church no matter what. You're going to keep praying no matter what. You're going to keep serving him no matter what. That faith invites God into your circumstances. And whenever you show faith like that, he went in, all the folk, just weeping, crying. And he says to them, weep not. And we might note that this father ain't even crying. It's the folk on the list. It's the folk that's in the house. You ever been like that? And sometimes I've been where I lost a loved one where I just had to get up and walk away from the folk talking to them. So they can have their moment. Your faith is the invitation that you invite God into your circumstances. You invite him into your situation, saying, I don't know how he's going to work it out. I'm just going to trust and believe that he's going to work it out. And sometimes your faith got to be like the Hebrew boy says, if he chooses to deliver us out of the fiery furnace, he can. But even if he chooses not to, he's still God. And somebody needs to know that God don't always move mountains. Sometimes he just gives you strength to climb the mountain. And your faith is what needs to be exhibited while you're going through some stuff. Jesus clears the house because faith has invited him in. Faith has invited him in. He goes to find, and y'all know, I got some Bible readers, is that when Jesus gets this word, and the Bible says, and the crowd was thronging him as he was on his way, that's when Jesus was interrupted with the woman that had the issue of blood. She touched the hem of his garment. So on his way, he had an interruption. And somebody needs to know that sometimes when God's getting ready to bless, sometimes he might be interrupted. Sometimes he might be delayed. But if he says he's coming, he's going to get there.